Hello. This is the Bold Explorer.
Hello.
I'm not.
Who are you?
I'm Julia.
Oh yeah, you're the lovely Julia.
So cool.
We are in Waters Lane.
Yes.
Or Water Lane.
Water Lane,
yeah,
yeah.
Water Lane,
Water
there we
Lane.
go. We
Near Storrington?
Near Storrington in West Sussex. Now, this walk, we don't know what this is going to be like, well, like many of our walks, but it's come about because of one of our viewers.
The lovely Josephine Souffle.
And in something called the Vobes Show, which is too complicated to explain here, she showed a video in which she took a walk along...
The lovely little doggy, Lily.
Yes. And she just happened to catch my breath, casually say, oh, this pathway, which was overgrown a bit, what looks like a path, was a road.
Yes.
A road that used to go from Storrington to Pulborough. And I thought, wait, an abandoned road?
Ooh.
So I said, come on, Julia, we've got to investigate. So here we are, standing by what's something called the Tesla building, which I assume is that Tesla cars, must be.
I only know of the one Tesla.
And the road ahead is ahead of us, and we're going to investigate it to see if it is an abandoned road. Ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Abandoned roads, eh? Abandoned railways, I can understand, because they were axed and they were expensive to run because trains ran on them. Don't understand the idea of just getting rid of a road unless it really has no use, but we always like to use our roads, don't we?
Usually.
Yeah. So, I wonder why it came to an end. If you know, comments below. Julia, this is a bit weird. So look, we've got two signs here. We've got, if I come around this side, maybe we can see it all. There we go. We've got a no car sign, the red circle, no entrance for vehicles, although only cars.
Yeah. Does that mean?
I don't know whether that means all traffic.
Does that mean motorcycles?
I don't know. I imagine. But then underneath it,
Or
you've got the national speed limit. So if you're on a bicycle, you can still do the national speed limit. But if you're a lorry, you can probably go down there. But of course you can't because, well, just up ahead there's some barriers. Holly.
Yes.
It's interesting because the other day where were we? That was on Hesworth Common, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we looked at some holly, and I happened to mention that it's interesting that holly in the ground, or lower bits of holly, are more spiky. For defence. And then the higher you go, the less. And here is a prime example that, 6 foot up, you start to see the spikes, or the prickles, completely disappear.
It's funny because these ones are actually quite low because they're hanging down,
Yes.
I suppose. But
Interesting.
there's so many that just...
Yeah, and it's good to see a good example of it because when we were there, it wasn't so easy to see.
Yeah.
Now that we're walking beyond the bit that cars could possibly go, and you can see that, we can actually make out where the road used to go. It looks like just an ordinary path, as you can see behind us, but when we were watching Jo's video that she played in on the Vobes Show, she said, it used to be much wider, but it's crept. So we can actually see where it's crept, can't we?
Mm.
There's an interesting feature here because there's a definite edge to this road or the surface, and it drops down into a bit of a trough or gully? Ravine. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if we can get down there.
There's a very old and decrepit fence line there.
Oh, is there? It must be private property then. But how interesting. I wonder how many people really know anything about this. This is one of those features that you see. Oh, hang on, maybe we can get through here. Because this is just fascinating. Look, there you can see the drop so much better. almost as if that's a much older route.
Yeah.
Or an
looks
older
like a
road.
holloway.
Yeah,
Like the sunken road.
a sunken road. I wonder if that's what it was originally. I'd like to just get... Actually, it does look boggy down there. Well, that's really interesting because it's a bit boggy here, but if we look down that way, you really get the sense that this was a trackway and that is something different, or this was an old riverbed or something. But fascinating, actually. But it is probably on somebody else's land, so if it is your land, apologise for just having an inquiring mind. We come back onto the bank, onto the top, and we just come to a bit of a T-junction now where you have to turn right by East Wantley Farm. Private land, Dooley dogs, don't know what that means. I may have pronounced that wrong or read it wrong, you know what I'm like. So shall we head a bit that way and see where it goes?
Yeah.
I'm also interested because parallel has been where the deep track was, but that must obviously come to a stop just here on the right. But presumably, which would have ended here, but presumably would have just carried on that way, or there even. Well, we're walking, I think, northwards now, away from where the junction is, and we pass this very beautiful house, East
Wantley Cottage.
Wantley Cottage, thank you, well remembered, which is down there, which obviously is adjacent to East Wantley Farm, and then this road comes to a dead end,
Yeah.
but I assume that the old road that we've just walked on must have been one that went towards Storrington.
Very odd.
So, yes, it's just interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of an abandoned road, and this again is another bit of a holloway
I was going to say, it feels like a holloway, doesn't it?
because you've got the banks around us.
And these great big mature, well, veteran trees.
Yes,
A couple of veteran oaks either side. That one's really cool, the way it's leaning in.
leaning in. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is, just between us.
Hmm.
I wonder where this goes then now. Wait, look at that. What's in there, Julia?
A hollow? Very interesting being. Very interesting being.
Well, the mysterious road now has changed into just an ordinary road.
Yeah. Must have been just that. Well, it was just that one little section down at the end,
Yeah.
but it's closed.
But we may as well walk up to the end where this joins a bit more of a main road and just have a peek, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, we've come to the end of this stretch, and actually we've discovered that this little stretch is called Northlands Road.
Lane.
It's Northlands Lane. Never be told that it's a road. And once again behind us is that sign,
Yes.
which tells you that vehicles are not allowed down there. But obviously access, because if you lived in that house, you've got to get down there. So it's a
Yeah.
bit of a nonsense, really.
It's a weird sign to have there.
Weird,
I guess.
weird anomaly.
Puts other people off going down there, I suppose.
There's a sign here which is not terribly clear, but Julia, you've managed to decipher it.
Yes, it says road closed ahead, 750 yards ahead, except for two-wheeled vehicles.
Yeah, not lorries like this great big chunk.
Thunder. Vehicle.
Thundering down. Yeah, that's not been replaced for a long time. Now, opposite is a footpath that continues, and one wonders if in the old days this was just a crossroads and actually that was an old route as well. Let's just have a quick look at that.
Yes.
Well, it's wide enough, isn't it? It's wide enough to be an old road.
Yeah.
Certainly from this side of it, and it's a public footpath, not bridleway, which would make you think that actually that would have been an old road. Footpaths tend...
That's strange because there are hoof prints on here.
Did I read that wrong?
Don't know.
Did I read... I have to go back and look at the sign. You've just read it because I just edited in a shot. I know I have because I know what I'm like. I can't remember. Yes, fastidious. But there we are. I think this is going to be a path for investigating on another occasion.
Definitely, it looks lovely.
Now, Josephine said that this old road or this route used to go out to Pulborough, and I dare say eventually by footpaths you could do that.
Yeah.
Thing is, we're going to go back to the van now, and we are going to go to Pulborough because...
I've just had a photo sent to me from Josephine of a lovely purple cauliflower.
Purple cauliflower. So if that's not an incentive to go and visit Suitors, the butchers in Pulborough, what is? Well, obviously their meat, which is delicious.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do now. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little unusual but curious foray. Foray. Got it wrong again. Into the countryside. Thank you, Josephine, for suggesting this. And we'll be back again. If you've got an interesting route that you think that was worth our investigation, let us know in the comments. Be great. And we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron and all the usual things. With a thumbs up, send lots of money and we'll do it all. Till next time. Bye-bye. Bye.